Hi everyone, welcome on in. We're just going to give it a couple of moments just to let everyone roll on in today. So take this moment to get some water in, find yourself a nice space. I'm just popping my watch on so I can put this on as a yoga workout. So if you've got a fit watch, make sure you get that on for today's session. Hello everyone, welcome on in. Good to see you all. Okay, just a couple of final moments just to let people settle on in to today's session. Hopefully the weather is treating you well. It's dry here in the UK, at least for now, which is a bit of a treat because it's been a bit rainy this week, so that's nice. Okay, right, let's get going then. So find a space, make sure you've got some water near you. It's not going to be an intense session, but always good to get some water down as and when you need it. So, first of all, we'd just like to welcome you in to part one of the special edition series of the Core and Flexibility Flow class. So, this session is sort of based on and inspired from my background as a gymnast, as a former gymnast. And what we used to do as part of our gymnastics session, we always used imagery to help us. So we are going to start with a little bit of imagery and reflection just to really set the tone of what we are wanting to achieve and what we are striving for. Okay, so first of all, I just want you to think about how you would like to move. Okay, so to do that, maybe think about how you currently move. Think about if there are any movements in your day-to-day life that you find difficult, okay? Or maybe you've got some exercises that you do as part of your training program, okay? And when you come to those movements, you do think, oh, that it feels difficult and therefore you might not enjoy it as much, okay? So then maybe just think about, why is that movement difficult to you? Okay, so is it because you have pain or discomfort? Maybe if you're bending down to pick something up, do you have pain and tightness in the back? Is it maybe to do with your control of the movement? Okay, so thinking about how strong those muscles are. Okay, so just have a think about any sort of movements that you find difficult and perhaps why you do find them difficult, okay? Because what we want to be now thinking about is focusing and envisioning on how we would really like to move, okay? So thinking about moving with confidence, with ease, okay? Just moving naturally, not having to actually think about too much about what we're doing. Now, of course, to get to that point, we have to put the time and practice in. So obviously, we are in the right place to obviously begin that focus and that journey. Okay, so I'm going to leave those thoughts with you, but of course, for now, we are going to jump into the session. So today we are going to be doing a full body flow, obviously some core work, and then we are going to be focusing on the hips a little bit more. Okay, so first of all, gaining a wider range of movement through the hips, and then also working on some mobility exercise to strengthen up that control and that movement, okay? Now, I didn't actually say my name is Coach Sarah, so it's lovely to be with you here today, especially if you haven't done a session with me, okay? So let's get going. We are going to start with some arm circles and some breathing, okay? We are going to incorporate some breath work into the movements. So circling those arms backwards, we're going to take a deep breath in through your nose as you lift the arms up. And then as you bring them back over, breathing out slowly through your mouth. We're going to go 5 each way. So of course, ease yourself into it. Okay, you can just get yourself moving to start with. And then as we get through the reps a little bit more, we can think about really making our movements intentional and focused. So here we go. Last one going backwards. Big breath in brushing those ears as we come to the top and then trying to press those arms to the wall behind us. Let's go same thing, but take it forwards. So still breathing in through your nose on the way up. And then trying to make that exhale last the whole time that you're bringing those arms down as well. Just getting a nice flow with your breathing and the movement. Let's go 2 more. Nice controlled breath on the way down. Last one. And exhale. Good, okay. So, as mentioned, we are going to work on the hips. So we're going to stand on one leg. Feel free to obviously rest a hand on a wall, chair, desk, anything like that. Otherwise, if you're good with your balance, hands can go on the hips. And all we're going to do is lift our leg up, okay, towards our tummy. Let me just turn slightly so you can see nice and clearly. All right, so nice simple movements. But that doesn't mean we don't have to feel it, okay? So we really want to focus on squeezing through that hip as high as we can at the top of the movement. We're going to go for 2 more, and then on this last one, we're going to hold it, okay? So lift up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Over to the other leg. Here we go. Find that balance. Thinking about looking straight ahead of you, relaxing the shoulders, thinking about gently rolling them back. Okay, but not holding too much tension. Feeling that nice squeeze in the hip as we lift that knee up. Making sure we're going as high as we can before we come back down. Now let's go last one. So we're going to hold it now. Ready? For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, next movement. Very similar, but we're going to add something on. So join me along the way. I'll explain it and then you can jump in when you feel ready. So we're going to lift up just as we did, but then we're going to try and extend the leg out. As soon as we hit a straight leg, we're going to control it down, okay? So the aim of the game is, obviously, we lift up, and then we want to keep that leg as high as we can as we straighten it out. Obviously, as we straighten it out further, it becomes more challenging, okay? So just try your best. Again, obviously, feel free to rest that hand on something nearby to help you balance. Let's go 2 more. Think really strong here. Control that leg down. Last one. You might feel it burning a bit in the hip now. That's good. We are working those muscles. Okay, over to the other side. Here we go. Still thinking about pulling up tall through the rest of our body, looking straight ahead with the eyes. Thinking about each part of the movement, so squeezing up through the hip, keeping the hip strong as we extend it out, squeezing that quad to straighten that leg and controlling it down, okay? Nice and slowly. Keep breathing in through your nose, help your body out here, get that oxygen in. Let's go 2 more. Lovely stuff, everyone. You're doing so well. Last one. Good. Well done, okay. Right, take those legs nice and wide, and we're gonna roll down, okay? And you're just gonna come and fold as low as you can here. So don't push yourself down, just think about letting gravity pull you down to where is good for you. Now you might feel a bit of a stretch in the hamstrings, you might feel it in the lower back, that's okay. We just want a nice gentle stretch, nothing crazy. And then we're just gonna sway side to side, just so we're not holding it still and focusing on how painful it might be. Just really sway in a relaxed way. Okay, allowing yourself to sink down every now and then, very gradually. Good, okay, and then you're going to put your hands on the floor and obviously bend your knees as much as you need to so the hands can go down. And then we're going to continue to bend the knees, okay? So you're going to come as low as you can and then straighten those legs as much as you can, keeping those hands on the floor. So don't worry if you can't get them fully straight. Just get the nice stretch in hamstrings. and then back down into our knee bend. Think about pushing the knees outwards as well as we bend. Let's go, last one, as low as we can. Good. Okay, roll it up, let that back bend. Gradually stand up tall, big breath in as we lift the head. Big exhale. Good. Okay. Right, coming to top of your mat with plenty of space in front of you. We are going to roll down again, this time with our feet a little bit closer, okay? So bit by bit, allow that back to bend and curve. We're going to hold it again in this forward fold just for 10 seconds. Okay, so use your breath to help you relax here. Every time you exhale, just try to think down. Okay, walking it forwards now onto those hands, into a down dog. So keeping those hips high. Okay, and I'm going to press our shoulders and chest towards our legs. So you might feel it in the shoulders and the upper back, but then you also could feel it in the hamstrings, calves, and maybe in the Achilles as well. So lots of bang for your buck in this stretch. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to bring our weight forward, lower the hips down into a push-up position. Now, something we have to think about in this position here is tucking those hips underneath us, okay? So sometimes we might, first of all, be in this position where we've got an arch and curve in our back. So as I say, we want to tuck those hips under. Think about tucking the whole of your pelvis underneath to engage your core and straighten up your back. All right, so that's something we need to think about in this position. Now, we're going to lift those hips up, press into that down dog just for a second, and then come back down into our push-up position. Okay, so just going up and down, just a nice gentle speed, something where you can control each part of the movement, keeping those shoulders on top of the hands as you come into your push-up position, head in line with spine. Now, if you want to progress this movement, then what you can do is actually take a hand off the floor as you lift up into your down dog, okay? So you can lift a hand up and reach it to the opposite leg. Then as you come forwards, place that hand back down. So then you are also working on your shoulder mobility as well. So you can give it a go. Obviously, if you want to keep both hands on the floor, that's absolutely fine. Let's go for 2 more each way. Last one each way now. Thinking about tucking those hips under in that push-up position. Last one. Good. Okay, lower those knees down. Come into our tabletop position, all right? So shoulders on top of hands, hips on top of knees. And then we're going to drop that tummy down, lift the head up, breathing in gently through your nose here. Really get as much of an arch in that back as you can. And then take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to round the back up the other way. Pushing away through the shoulders, tucking your hips under, bringing your chin a little bit closer to your chest as well. Really crunching through your tummy to round that back. Good. Now as we lower the tummy back down, breathing in through your nose. Lift the head up, arch that back. Obviously carry on nice gentle breathing. Thinking about nasal breathing here, breathing in through your nose. Another deep breath in. As you exhale, round it up. Last one here. So again, tuck those hips under, feel your core squeezing to lift that back up to the ceiling. Just sort of noticing how good it feels to move your back in all sorts of directions here. Good, and relax everyone, well done. Okay, now we are going to do a stretch for our wrist, which is sometimes a part of the body that we actually do forget. So this might feel quite needed as you do it, okay? So you're going to have your hands on the floor, okay? So palms on the floor. You're going to turn your hands outwards as much as you can, trying to aim to get your fingertips facing your knees. Don't worry if you can't get all the way around though, because you should still feel it just by going as far as you can. So you just want to make sure that those palms are flat on the floor and then you're leaning back gently. Okay, so you get that nice stretch going up the back of the forearm. Go nice and gentle with this one. It might feel a little bit stiff. So as long as you feel a nice gentle stretch, you're doing what you need to do. We don't need to have lots of pain or discomfort when it comes to stretching. All right, it's just a nice gentle stretch, working on getting deeper as it gets a bit more comfortable. Okay, then turning the hands the other way. So fingertips still facing the knees, but this time palms are facing the ceiling. So we're just gently folding the wrist now. Again, not too much body weight, just enough to get a bit of a fold. Okay, good. Right, going back into our push-up position. Now the core exercise, so think about tucking those hips under, nice strong position, pressing those knees up to the ceiling here. We're gonna bring one knee forwards. Okay, you can drag the foot along the floor, or if you want to challenge yourself a bit, what you can do is actually try and lift that foot so it's not on the floor at all, okay? So we're gonna be working on our core, especially as we're taking one leg off, we are working the stability. And then by squeezing our knee up to our tummy, we're going to be working those hip muscles as well. So as you lift one knee off, think about pressing that other knee up to the ceiling. Okay, so you're keeping lots of tension throughout the body. Let's go 2 more each way. Keep it nice and strong. You've got this. Last one each way now. Get lots of air into the body. Good, both feet back on the floor, lower those knees down, and then make your way onto your tummy. Be glad to know. You can just take a moment, take a deep breath in, slow your breathing down, just take a moment here. Okay, right, so something we need to remember is that our core is not just our tummy, okay? We have to think about the sides, we have to think about our back. So it's just this core section of our body. Of course, that makes sense. So we're going to work the lower back. So we're going to go for a Superman, which is where we lift absolutely everything off the floor, obviously apart from our tummy. All right, so we're going to do 10 repetitions here and then hold for 10. Really focusing on the lower body in particular, because quite often that is the half of the body that we struggle to lift. So just sort of notice how you're finding this movement. See if that upper body is lifting up higher. If it is, don't worry. Just try and give a little bit of extra focus to the lower half. Good, really squeezing up high here. Simple movement, but really giving it your all. Let's go 2 more. And then we're going to hold up on this one for 10. Ready? Here we go. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, taking those arms to the side of our body, working on some hip extension now. We're going to do a single leg lift. All right, so just lifting that leg, relaxing the rest of our body, squeezing through our hamstring, our glute, and a little bit in our lower back to lift that leg up. Again, it's really simple, but that's good because it means that we can really just focus on lifting up really as high as we can here, feeling those muscles working. Let's go for 3 more. Last one, everyone. Here we go. Get it up there. Good, and changing sides. Keeping that flow going. We're doing so well today. Good, 4 more to go. Squeeze it up high. Try not to just go through the motion. Okay, really squeeze those muscles. Last one. Good, amazing stuff, well done. Okay, now, bringing those arms overhead, okay, nice and straight to start with. What we're gonna do, we're gonna lift the arms off the floor, sliding the arms down into a bent position, thinking about squeezing the elbows into the body, sliding them back up, and then resting on the floor. Okay, so that's 1 rep. And we are going to do 8 to 10. Okay, let's have a look at a time. Tell you what, let's go for 8 reps. Okay, we want enough time to get through the rest of the session. So here we go, lifting up, nice straight arms, bending them down, slide back up and down. So as you bend the arms down, think about squeezing the shoulder blades together to help lift those arms up a little bit higher off the floor. So this is really good for working the backs of our shoulders and our upper back in general. We are halfway, so keep it really strong. Keep those arms high off the ground. You might feel a little bit of fatigue and burn in the shoulders and the back now, but keep it going. We're working so well here. Good, 2 more. Good solid reps coming up. And last one. Good, and relax, well done. Okay, bringing ourselves up. We're gonna go into our child's pose, okay? So bringing our hips backwards, resting our bottom on our heels, sliding the arms forwards, nice straight arms, and then pressing those shoulders down into the ground here. And make sure you really are keeping those elbows straight, because you'll find if you bend the elbows, you don't really have anywhere to press your shoulders and you won't really feel it quite as much. So nice straight elbows, pressing into the ground, breathing in through your nose, feeling yourself rise up a little bit as you breathe in, and then feeling yourself sink down into the ground as you exhale. Just take a moment to really relax into the stretch, getting that nice flow of the breath. Good, last few seconds here. Good, and relax, well done. All right, last movement coming up. Again, last one for the hips, okay? So, one leg is going to come forwards and we're gonna go into a deep lunge. So trying to bring our hands onto the floor, aiming so that our front knee is on top of the front foot, okay? And all we are simply doing is relaxing into this lunge. You might feel it in the hamstring on the front leg, and then hopefully you should feel that nice stretch in that back hip. So just gently pressing it down, keeping our head looking forwards, okay? No droopy heads here. Looking straight ahead, just easing ourselves into the lunge a little bit deeper as we hold it. Again, we don't need to push ourselves down. As we just hold it, our muscles will lengthen out and just gradually allow us to sink down. So your job is to focus on breathing and relaxing. Good, last 10 seconds before we change. Okay, and change slides. I was going to say legs and then I said sides and it became slides, so there we go. Okay, good. Take your time getting into this other leg, not slide, let's say leg. Okay, so looking straight ahead again. It's funny because when you come to the other leg, you actually notice how much you relax into that first leg, because it's always a bit stiff when you first get into it. So that's good. It's just sort of noticing yourself feeling a little bit looser, feeling a bit better overall. That's what it's all about. So very last move here before we wrap up. So just really enjoy it. Think about how much better you're feeling for this movement. It's only week 1 as well. We've got plenty of weeks to keep working on this sort of style of movement. Good. Last 10 seconds, everyone. Really breathing and relaxing here. Good. Okay, and relax. Well done. Take your time coming out. We are just going to take a moment just to get a couple of deep breaths in, okay? So when you're ready, stand yourself up. We're going to breathe in for 3 and then straight away breathe out for 5, okay? We're going to do that 3 times. Ready? So here we go. Breathing in for 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in 1, 2, 3. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. In for 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. That is us done for part 1. So thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you're feeling amazing. And obviously this is just part 1. We've got another 3 weeks to go where we'll be focusing on other body parts. So please do come and join me for those weeks. Now, if you want to reach out to me to talk about coaching, one-to-one sessions, then you can email me at sarah.x.burdock@intel.com. And yes, Chris, I can look into sending you all the recording. And just to let you know, I do a regular core and flexibility flow class on a Thursday, which is at 3 p.m. my time. So it'll be 2 p.m. GMT. Okay, so you can find that on the Exos app. What I'll do is just pop my email into the chat box. So if you've got any questions about coaching, about the normal, regular core and flexibility flow class, and obviously you can reach out. So I am just popping that into the chat box. So just give me a moment. Okay, there we go. So hopefully you can see my email there. So please do reach out with any questions, anything you need support with. I would obviously love to help. Is it for, sorry, I've just lost the chat box. Is it for every Thursday or only this Thursday? So it is every Thursday normally. And then obviously we've just got this special edition series running every Friday. But yeah, every Thursday, obviously, if you're free at 2 p.m. GMT time, come and join me. So yeah, well done, everyone. Hopefully you're feeling good. So enjoy the rest of your days, and then hopefully I will see you soon or hear from you soon. So take care. You're welcome, Chris. Thanks for coming.